Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please pass it on to someone else who might be interested in this topic. Also, if you want to leave a comment in the comment section, please do. I read every comment. All right, so I got an interesting scenario for you guys. I was talking to a guy. The guy is an Aquarius. He has been seeing a Scorpio. It wasn't that long. I think he said 4 months, 5 months. It's not that long. Anyway, so the other day he was out with the Scorpio and one of her homegirls came up. Now, they're in their 30s. They're not kids. So one of her friends walked up and her homegirl started talking about the past and, laughing and joking. And in the course of them laughing and busting it up, it came out a little bit that the Scorpio and the friend have got arrested together, basically. They have a criminal record. And then they didn't say what it was for. They were just laughing and joking about the situation, whatever it was. And then he said during the course of the conversation, he got the inclination that the Scorpio may have been arrested multiple times. The girlfriend, they were talking about one scenario where they were together in jail. So they were laughing and joking about it. So it didn't come off like it was a big secret, but she's never mentioned this before. So the girlfriend walked off. They kept on eating. They were eating at a restaurant. They kept on doing their thing. The girlfriend stepped off, went to go leave or whatever the case was. I think they were just in passing. And he said he didn't really feel comfortable saying, so what's up with your criminal record? He just was sitting there like, oh my God. So I said, well, what were the charges, And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, so he was like, Queen, is this a deal breaker? Is this a deal breaker? Now, mind you, they've been seeing each other for all these 4 or 5 months. Nothing else has gone wrong. They genuinely enjoy each other's company. They laugh, they joke, they bust it up. He thinks that she's really cool as a female, as even as just a friend. So he was like, listen, is this a deal breaker? If you were in this situation, would you break up with this person? Would you stop seeing this person? And to be honest with you, I can't say that I would just stop seeing them. It really depends on what it was that she went to jail for. What's on your record, boo? Because it's one thing if she stole a pack of bubble gum when she was 16 and got arrested in this, been expunged, but it's still, it was on her record, because the two friends were laughing about it. And I was like, well, it could have been something from their teenage years, some little antics or something. So that's one thing, but it's another thing if it's prostitution, murder one. Well, I guess she wouldn't be out if it was murder one, but murder, manslaughter, if it was something that was serious, burglary, armed robbery, what are the charges? I would need to know the charges. Seriously. I would probably, if it was me, I would probably do a background check on her. I would run a background check and I would look and see what her charges were. You have her name, you're dating her, get her information. You might even see her social security card number laying around. Get her information, get a background check. Find out what her charges were. What did she go to jail for? Because for me, that makes all the difference in the world. If you're in jail because, you pull some prank or some antics, or for example, you went to jail because you were protesting and got arrested. That's something that I've protested many times and could have been arrested many times. So I'm not going to see that as a negative, or if you have one charge, one thing that happened once upon 20 years ago, depending upon what it is, certain charges are different than others, depends on what she got arrested for. And that's going to make the difference for me. But still, some people, it's not going to make a difference for them at all. But I would want to know exactly what it was. And if it was something that I didn't feel like it was that bad, then I would just shrug it off. But if it was something really awful, like some of the ones that I said earlier, then I wouldn't be with it. I wouldn't be with it. And I probably wouldn't tell her that I did a background check on her, even though you can. People do it all the time. One of my friends ran a background check on me. And when he told me, I just laughed. I bust out laughing. I was like, okay, like whatever, because I know I didn't do shit. So when it comes down to it, a lot of people do stuff like that. People Google you all the time. They look you up. People know people in certain businesses and professions, and they can pull you up. Somebody might have a friend who's a cop, and they run your license plate. I mean, all these kind of things happen all the time. You never know who's checking to see what is going on with you. So if you got something going on like that, then chances are somebody's going to find out. Now, he also asked me, would I be angry that she didn't tell me? No, I wouldn't, because you've only been seeing each other for 5 months. It hasn't been long enough to tell you every single little thing that's happened in her lifetime. Also, Scorpios are kind of secretive, and so are Aquarius. So we might not want to tell you everything up front. Now, I could see if y'all had been together for a year, or you were getting married or something like that, and you like, I just found this out, But y'all just been dating off and on for 4 or 5 months. That's not enough time to know somebody's whole life story. That's enough time to get the gist of it. And also, when the friend brought it up, she didn't hush her up. If my friend brought up something I didn't want you to know in front of you, I would give her the sign like, I would let her know, or send her a text under the table like, shut the fuck up, So obviously she's not hiding it if she sat there and laughed and joked about it in front of you. You just didn't take the end. That was your end when they were laughing about it, to say, well, what happened? What happened? Where was y'all at? What, girl, tell me about that. That was your end to find out from the horse's mouth right then and there. But since you didn't take it, now you're going to have to either do a background check, have somebody else tell you, or get the information for you. I know in Pennsylvania, we can pull somebody's record up. We can pull up their criminal record with just their name. Some states offer that online and some states don't. So it's up to you. Or you can just be straight up and ask her. Since y'all already joked about it, she knows you know. It's not like it's a secret. So you could just ask her. I know you don't want to offend her, but you could just ask her and be like, I was very surprised that you got arrested. What happened? And just ask. Just come out your face and ask her. But if you're afraid she's not going to tell you the truth or something like that, that's when this background check could possibly be beneficial. It's up to you. You can ask her and maybe she'll tell you, what's really good. So that's what I would do if I were you. And if her charges was something that I deemed to be, I wouldn't do it. Like, for example, if you found out she was selling drugs last weekend and got busted, that's not something I would want in my life. Not to say that I have never been around that kind of energy before or known somebody like that before, because I have. But it's not something I want in my life today. I don't want to be dating somebody today that might have a couple kilos in their trunk and get me arrested, I'm with you and we both go to jail. So I would be really careful with the reasoning. If it was something that wasn't that bad, then I could see. Or if it was something a long time ago, maybe her and her friend, like for instance, one of my students, he was 14 years old. Him and his friend stole his uncle's car and went joyriding. Now, your record, I think, in some states or most states is sponged after, like anything you do before 18, I think you can have expunged. I know in Pennsylvania you can. But let's say that you found out that was something she did at 14. She stole her uncle's car and went joyriding with her friends. You guys are in your 30s now. So I could see you letting that go. I could see you saying, okay, she was a kid. She made a stupid mistake. I can see that. But it depends, like I said, when and what happened. Those are two things. Like, for example, I don't care if you committed murder at 14. I'm not rolling with you. Yeah, it's been 15, 16 years since it happened, but you crazy. I'm good. So you have to look at the reasoning before you make a decision on this one. Okay? I hope that helps. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So, if you want to contact me or get a reading or anything along those lines, all my information will be underneath this wonderful video. All right, see you later.